Hey guys, thank you for stopping and watching this video. If you're watching this video, it's because you're wondering if GotBackup is a scam or is it a real business? How real is GotBackup? Well, in this video, hopefully I will clear up your doubts by the end of the video and you'll have a better understanding of what it is. You can also come to my website, smartphonemoney.biz, to understand a little bit more of it. So here we go. Let's get started. What is GotBackup? GotBackup is a very simple thing. It is a cloud storage service. They provide you 6 terabytes of storage for 6 separate accounts for just $9.97 per month. That's what they do. The service is cloud storage. What is cloud storage? Cloud storage is anything that you keep on your computer or you keep on your phone, your pictures, your memory, music, videos, all your vacation memories you have, and you can store it to the cloud. Why would you want to do that? Because if you do that, if your phone gets stolen, broken, or anything damage happens to it, at least your files, your memories will be secure somewhere on a cloud. You can't beat the service for 6 terabytes of cloud storage. So you're wondering if this is a real company, if this is real. This is completely a real 100% real company. Yes, you can always go and buy either a monthly or a yearly membership. Now, I can always make a video comparing to other services because this is nothing new. I'm pretty sure if you have a phone, you understand what cloud storage is. And it's very simple, okay? So why is this the hype? Why are people talking about this company so much? Well, it's very simple. This company not only provides you cloud storage, they also give you the opportunity to also resell the service and become your independent distributor, basically have your own business, be your own boss, and help the company grow as well. So when you do that, they're going to give you a bonus anytime you get somebody to sign up for the service, which is a great service. I use it myself. Let me show you here, guys, right now. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you see the app right here. It says GotBackup. So if I click on it, see, it's a cloud storage service, and it keeps your files that you want to keep, videos, photos, and everything does automatically. So that's what GotBackup is. And like I said, it's a company that gives you cloud storage and gives you also a business opportunity if you want to take advantage of it. Simple and plain. There's nothing complicated about it. I just explain it to you. You want to go more in depth about this company and about maybe the opportunity for yourself, all you have to do is come to smartphonemoney.biz. You click on this video, you can watch a little intro of me explaining to you how this all works as well. And you can go to Yes Show Me, and it's going to give you to the page where everything is going to explain to you how it works and how simple and what's the company all about. Also, if you just want the service and you don't want to be part of the company, maybe you're like interested at least in the service, but you don't care about taking advantage of the opportunity, then you can scroll down here where it says GotBackup, and that's going to take you to the exact same page I was showing you guys that the company does through the cloud storage. Well, now, I know you're here not to hear me pitch you the product or the service. I know you're not here for that. You're here to know, is this a real company? Okay, so let me explain to you guys something. This gentleman here, his name is Joel Therian. Okay, Joel Therian has been in the web business, the internet business, for over 25 years. He has many services and products that he creates. So we go here to products. He has Now Lifestyle. He has JT Millionaire Mindset Programming, which is a mentoring program to show you how to grow a business online. They have what is called Global Virtual Opportunities, which is the home parent of all these other divisions that the company carries. So let me explain to you here. Global Virtual Opportunities. They do web hosting. This company's been around for years. They've done web hosting. You can, if you understand what a web host is, it's when you want to have a web page on the internet, you need to host it somewhere on the line. And that's what this company does. It's all about internet services. They've been around for over 25 years, and that is what they do. That is what this company is dedicated for. And they have different divisions. The different divisions are, things like NowLifestyle.com, Pure Leverage, and GotBackup. And these are different programs that they have. You understand me? For different things as well. So the gentleman that created this, or is the CEO, the owner, the founder, his name is Joe Theron. And you can also visit his website at joetheron.com. And if you want to be part of his coaching program, you're more than welcome. I don't really get any, profit or anything like that. There is no affiliation to this. I just want to explain to you guys who this man is and what this company does. So let's rewind this. Joe Theron is the CEO of Global Virtual Opportunities. Global Virtual Opportunities is a web hosting company. What they do is web host. They do autoresponder. They do websites. They do video, kind of like what YouTube does. You can host the videos on there, so you can do a lot of hosting, a lot of anything that has to do with internet and those kinds of products and services. The company got Global Virtual Opportunities, which is owned by Joel Theron, carries a lot of other things as well, aside from just doing web hosting. And one of them is GotBackup. GotBackup is a cloud storage service that you can have for yourself or for your family, that you can have 6 separate accounts in total with the 6 terabytes, for $9.97 a month. Simple and plain. Hopefully this doesn't complicate on what it is and what it does. So last but not least, let's see a little interview that they made to Joe Theron, and we're gonna go over this together. Also, I'm gonna leave the link at the bottom of the description of this full interview if you guys want to see it. But let's check it out.
GotBackup is new, so for those people who've never heard of it, what is it?
It's a cloud backup storage system, very similar to Google Drive or.
This is Joe Theron right here, who's speaking right now. He is the man that is the co-founder of GotBackup and Global Virtual Opportunities. So let's get back to it.
What is it?
It's a cloud backup storage system, very similar to Google Drive or Dropbox. And what makes it phenomenally different is the amount of space that we're offering. So a lot of people say, well, are you better than Google? Of course not. Google's a multi-billion-dollar company, but we're similar relative to the service. So that gives people a quick overview. But what makes us very different is we give people 3 times the space for unlimited devices. Whereas if you were with Google or Apple, you only get 2 terabytes of space for your devices only. So we created a family plan where everybody can back up everything they have for less than $10 a month. And people go, that's a phenomenal value. So that's why we're growing so quickly, I think, is because it's just a great deal.
So you can see this gentleman explain to you what is the services of GotBackup. So people are asking themselves, is this real? Is this a scam? Is this, what is this all about? It just broke it down right there what it is. It's a cloud storage service for you to back up your data, whether it be your computer or your phone.
Yeah, $10 a month. I mean, that's
for your whole family, right? Your whole family, every device. So yeah, that's what people latch onto. That seems to be the hook. They're like, that's a no-brainer, and I'd love to try it.
Joel, when I first heard you talking about it, I thought, well, I back all my stuff up on my computer, but then you were talking about pictures on your phone, and I thought, oh, I don't have my phone backed up anywhere,
Yeah. Yeah, and one thing that I've heard, as well, is people say, well, I have a little bit over here at Google Drive, I have a little bit over here at Dropbox, I have a little bit in the iCloud. Now you can put everything into one spot, and it's not just backup. Like Google Drive, it's a full collaborative program as well. So talking about phones, if you're on holiday with 10 other friends and they take a ton of pictures with their phone, you can actually have them create a collaborative album, just by sending a share link off to them, and create a wonderful, video and photo album of your whole vacation. You can share anything else that you can think of, Word docs, PowerPoints, videos, pictures, whatever you have, contracts, anything you want. And you can choose and pick and choose who can collaborate with it as well. So it's not just a phenomenal backup solution, it's a phenomenal collaboration solution as well.
So if I've got a file that I want to share with unlimited people, let's say I create an ebook or something like that, can I host my ebook on GotBackup and then give people a link to it there?
Absolutely, 100%, exactly. And it's very easy. You just, once it's automatically uploaded to GotBackup, you just click 2 buttons, you create a share link, and then you send that share link off to whoever you want to share it with.
You understand that? So a lot of people can use this. If you're a creator that have content, you can always share the content, especially if you're maybe you're working other people somewhere and you need to share that stuff. you have 6 terabytes of storage. So think of it as a big hard drive in the cloud. A lot of people that have computers, we carry little hard drives with memory, but this can always break as well. Something can go wrong with the hard drive, so you can keep stuff, also important stuff, on the cloud. Especially you're on a trip, maybe you have massive videos you don't want, and you took with your phone, and you don't want to keep that memory installed in your phone because just adding memory to your phone, it slows your phone down. You put it in the cloud, and you have it on the cloud, and maybe you go home, and then you can download it to your computer, or whatever the instance is. Important papers as well, you can keep on the cloud, your pictures and all those things. So to me, I think it's very, very important because this is our life right now. Nowadays, we keep everything on the phone.
Cool. So this could like get rid of everything, MediaFire, Dropbox,
Exactly,
everything.
because the massive amount of storage space, it allows people to collaborate in one location and stuff. And let me just, I know it's off topic, but a lot of people also say, okay, and we'll probably get into this, I'm sure. Not only do we back up your stuff here, but we also back it up to a third-party data center in case Armageddon happened here, a meteorite hit our building, or an unheard of hurricane came through here. So it's very, very secure, and we've got double redundancy in the data center, and then triple redundancy, putting all your stuff to a third-party data center as well.
Well, and the other thing is, Joel, this is not your first rodeo. Wow, GotBackup. How old is GotBackup now?
Well, GotBackup, we had our first version in 2014, but it wasn't our software. We were white labeling something, so we had to put it to rest very quickly because the software just wasn't what we wanted it to be. So we actually launched this version, which was built in-house by our own dev team on April 4th. So not very long ago, April 4th of this year.
So you can see he was explaining about how secure his building is, how much your stuff's protected in this cloud, because I'm pretty sure that's one of the main concerns people when they put stuff on the cloud. Like, well, how secure is it? How I'm not going to lose my information from this cloud. And he's explained to you how secure the building is, and as well as how he grew as a company from where he first started.
So GotBackup is only several months old, but you as a company, you've had your company for quite a while now, right?
Yeah, I started in 1997 in Canada.
Now I want to make a note that this video is about a year old when they did this interview. So GotBackup is about year, maybe going on 2 years old as a company. But yeah, so this interview was done about a year ago. I just want to share with you guys so you can see who the owner is, the founder of this, who created this great business opportunity for people to take advantage of. And we're just going to continue a little bit on the interview. We're not going to watch the whole thing. I'm going to leave the link in the description if you guys want to check out the whole interview, but at least for you guys to get a little bit of the idea. So let's keep listening.
And we built our first data center there. We outgrew that data center, not relative to space, but relative to fiber optics. At the time in Canada, there was only 2 fiber optic providers in the whole country, Videotron and Bell Canada. We ate up all the fiber in the city I was living in. So on June 14th, 2007, we moved to San Antonio, Texas, because there's tons of data centers here. And we opened up, I believe, late 2008, early 2009. We bought the shell building that we're in right now. We did the build out. We built out the server room, and we moved everything from Canada to here, either late 2008 or early 2009.
Cool. So GotBackup is obviously an amazing service for people at a crazy reasonable price. Now, what about somebody who's looking for a business opportunity? Why is GotBackup a great business opportunity to share this service with people, build a team, etc.?
All right, guys, so pay attention to what they're about to explain. This is the business side of things. He was explaining to you guys about the service, which is the cloud service, 6 terabytes for $9.97. This is the service that they provide. This is a service that if you want to have as a business, you can also be a distributor and sell to people and get a cut from the commissions of the people that you bring in to use this service. If you're interested in being under me, if you like to buy it from me, if you can come to my website, smartphonemoney.biz. The link will be in the description. Got them, smartphonemoney.biz, and you can come here. And here it is if you want to be part of the opportunity. And down here is if you just want the service. If you just want the service, click here. If you want the opportunity and learn more on how you become a partner and be able to share this with the world and save this and also sell this with the world, then that's where you go. Go to smartphonemoney.biz. Let's continue an interview so you guys can understand how the business works now.
It's a great question because we do have other products and services that aren't part of this, like this meeting that we're meeting together. But I always ask myself, if not for any opportunity, is the product needed in the marketplace, and is it priced competitively in the marketplace? And those two check boxes are checked off, because if you look at Dropbox, who doesn't have an affiliate program of any sort, they have 700 million users. So that proves that people need, not only want, but need secure cloud storage space, because the digital horizon that we're building up is more and more and more. I had 70,000 pictures and videos on my phone alone. I had no idea I had that many. Now they're backed up into the cloud itself. You know what I mean? So what makes it a phenomenal opportunity is, where else can you get a real product that people need for less than $10 a month? Imagine starting a business. So if I have a business here, that doesn't even pay for one employee for 1 hour's worth of work. That's $10 a month to start your whole business. No shipping, no handling, and at that of attractive price point. Now, there is a one-time $40 affiliate fee. It's just one time.
Now, like I said, this video was a year ago. Now that fee is $20. So actually the price went down. It's no longer a $40 affiliate fee. So what does that mean? That simply means that you buy the service, which is the $10 a month package, but at the beginning you're also going to pay an extra $20 so you can have the distribution rights for you to be able to sell this service as well. And that's a one-time yearly fee, that you pay kind of like to be able to be a part of the company and sell the service. So, but as he's saying $40. This was about a year ago. When I'm recording this, it was a year ago, and that was the fee to enter. But now the fee has gone down to $20
to get started in your business, but after that it's only $9.97 a month. And what makes it a phenomenal opportunity is it makes it very affordable anywhere in the world. And as of today, since April, we're in 102 countries. It's just really grown. And that's the other aspect of the opportunity that's really cool. Because it's a digital product, unlike physical products, it's very difficult to get physical products into other countries. It can cost upwards of $2 to $5 million. By the time you have their regulations there, and you have a warehouse there, and distribution channels there. With us, you can sell this product to your next door neighbor just as easily as you can sell it to somebody in Japan or Singapore.
Remember that. What you're gaining is an international business. It is a business and a service that you can sell. First of all, if you're in the United States, in any state, in any of the states, you're talking about 50 states. I mean, if you just focus on your local area, think about how many people you can sell it to, and imagine how many other states you can sell it to, and it doesn't matter. Now, that's just in the United States. Then you have all the other countries in the rest of the world. Maybe somebody in another country that that's interested in this kind of opportunity. Well, you can bring them to this and show them the information, because it is an international business that you're having. It's not just in one area of the world. You can actually practically sell this service to anybody in the world, because it is a digital product online.
They get it instantly, it's instant gratification, and they can start using the product immediately. So that's what makes it, it truly is a business with zero borders, because there's no regulations relative to software in any country in the world. With physical products, if it's health and wellness or cosmetic, there's all types of different rules and regulations that you have to follow. And with us, there's none. So that's why I think we've grown so quickly as well. So you could sign up today and sign up somebody in Japan 5 minutes later. And I think you did that, Gloria, yourself. You did an amazing job.
Yes, I did, actually. And what about the compensation plan, Joel? What makes your compensation plan unique, different, great?
Now, this is the part about how you get paid as a distributor. How would you be able to take advantage and profit of this business? I mean, for $10 a month, you're already in profit with first sales. You know what I mean? But let's pay attention to about how the business works.
Well, 75% payout. Again, a lot of people come out and say, Joel, how can you afford to do that? Because the industry standard is about 33% payout. Well, that's again because if you have a physical product, you've got warehousing and all that kind of stuff. our cost is our cost of our development only. So our overhead relative to physical products is much less. So because it's much less, we can afford to pay out 75% residual income back to our distributors. So it's paid out in 3 ways. Number one, well, actually, we have a fast start where we pay people 200% commission on a monthly sale the first month. So if it's $9.97, we're actually paying a little bit more than that. We're paying $25 fast start on your first sale, which helps people acquire new customers, because that's the hardest part is acquiring a new customer. So
okay,
that's
wait a second, Joel.
Sure.
So it's $9.97, but you're paying out $25?
$25, correct.
Okay, how's that possible? I know you people.
Now the compensation this have changed. This is a year ago. Right now, when you sell a $9.97 a membership, you get $20. Basically, you sell a $10 membership, you get $20 commission. If you sell the yearly package, which is $100, you get about $50 on your commission. If you sell the yearly member fee, or the yearly membership, or the monthly membership. So those are the commissions you're gonna get. You're gonna get $20 for the monthly membership. You're gonna get $50 for the yearly membership.
Well, obviously, incorporated in that. So even if it's just a customer who's paying out $25, but some of that cost is offset by some people becoming affiliates at $40, which we don't pay commissions on. So it's still a very lucrative compensation plan relative to that. And we know, being in the industry for a long time in internet marketing and everything else, the hardest thing to do is to acquire a customer. So you got to pay your distributors lucratively for that so that they stay motivated as well. You make 4 sales a day, that's $100. $100 anywhere in the world is good money for people. Yeah. I mean, it's decent anyway,
Yeah. Well,
and if you take that $100 in the Philippines or somewhere else, it's amazing money,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So that's the first part.
Yeah.
Second part, month 2 is 25% direct. So if you have any of your direct referrals, you get 25% every single month.
That's called residual income, guys. And that, aside from the commissions that you're going to be making, to me, this is the biggest thing this company could create is residual income. Not many people in this world actually create residual income. Who creates residual income in this world? Your landlord does. Your company, your internet company, all these Netflix. They always create residual income. Why? Because every month you're paying for that membership. Every month you're paying your light bill. Every month you're paying your rent, or even your mortgage people. That's all residual income. Residual income means money that comes to you every single month. So since this is a monthly membership or a yearly membership, you can either get 25% from the commissions they pay. Every time somebody pays that monthly membership, you're going to get 25% of that. Every time somebody pays that yearly membership, you're going to get 25% of that. So the thing is not so much about how much money can you make in a week. Don't think of this like, how you get paid in a job. You got to think of this as a long-term build-up as far as customers. The more customers you get, the more that residual income is going to grow. You're going to get to a point where you're going to have probably a match check, a check that matches your income already at your job, but on a monthly basis from something that you did a long time ago, from the sale that you already came in, and you just grow and grow and grow, and that residual income is going to keep growing. And that is what, to me, is the most powerful thing about this service.
And on your direct referrals, the third part is you get a 25% matching check. And I think that's where a lot of the really strong income is coming from, which is the matching check. As well. And so when you consider that 200% upfront, 25% month 2, 25% matching check, that's 50% payout. And the last 50%, the last 25% we pay in our binary, but we do our binary commissions totally different from anybody else. There's no business volume. There's no there's no gotchas. A lot of binaries have gotchas. Well, if you get this, then you get this extra bonus or whatever. What we do is we actually look at our total revenue at the end of the month. We calculate what our net profits were at the end of the month relative to all our overhead. And our overhead is very low because thankfully the building that we're in is paid off. Relatively low. Just our server room costs us like $7,000 a month to cool, but that's still very, very low overhead in comparison,
Sure.
So what we do is we take our total revenue we calculate what our net profits are, and we take 25% of our net profits across our whole company. So it doesn't matter if it's a GotBackup sale or any other ones of our tools, that increases our net profits. And then what we do is we take those net profits to calculate what we're going to pay per cycle. So just as an example, using even numbers, let's say, and it's way more than this, but I'm not that good at math. Let's say there's 100,000 in net profit and there's 10,000 cycles. We calculate that there's 10,000 cycles to pay. Well, that would be $10 per cycle. And we've been averaging about $9 per cycle. And when you think about that, with 4 on one side, 2 on the other, that's 6. We're paying out $10. That's phenomenal. If you look at some other companies, they're only paying out 25 cents per user on a $9.97 product. So if you calculate that 6, that's $60, right, to the company. We're paying out almost $10 of that. So a very high percentage goes into that binary as well. But what I like to tell people, because I understand some people like binaries, some don't. I call it a bonus. It really is more of a bonus at the end of every month. As your tree grows, don't focus on who's on the left, who's on the right, all that kind of stuff. Just know that as it grows, it really is more like a bonus pool. As you calculate more cycles in there, your bonus pool goes up every month. And that's why that's what I tell people. Don't focus on the binary because it's only 25% of the 75% total, but it sure is a nice bonus at the end of every month.
Sure. But I mean, just the fact that you're paying more than 200% upfront as a fast start bonus, plus 25% a month on everybody that you've shared this with directly, plus the 25% matching bonus. I mean,
it's a very lucrative compensation plan, and we wanted to do it that way because, I want to see people succeed. That's what elates me. After doing this for 25 years, I've made good money in the industry where I'm secure for the rest of my life. And so and let me just come one step back. With the first 2 years online, I struggled. I
like this part of the interview where he's going to tell, this guy tells how it is. He's very transparent, and that's what I like about this gentleman here, and as well as this company. He's very transparent. It's very simple. It's very transparent. There's nothing hidden. It tells you how it is. So listen to this little story, and then after this, we're going to cut it off to finish off what he got to say.
I came from a cardiac rehab education. I didn't know what a mouse was practically, So I struggled for 2 years. And then I finally woke up one day and I discovered that I made a sale at 3 o'clock in the morning for $9.97. And I went absolutely berserk. I was like, oh my God, I made money while I was asleep. This is a real business. I didn't have to do anything. I was dreaming about something and money came in. And at that point, that was a mind shift for me. And I just said, okay, what did I do right? And how do I reverse engineer that to turn that from 1 sale to 5 sales, 5 sales to 100 sales, 100 sales to 300 sales. And so that moment I'll never forget in my life. I called my mom bragging, I told you I could do it. And she's like, Joel, your daughter's born and $9.97 over 2 years is not going to pay for diapers even, I was like, Mom, come on. And she was just the uber conservative. She wasn't being a jerk. And it was just the safety side. But that's what I want for everybody else. And right now, as of today, over 1,050 people have made sales with us. That's a lot of people who've never made a sale online before having that breakthrough moment where they know it's possible for them. Because, when I was starting out, it's all external motivation. You hear about people making money all over the place online, and it motivates you, but it's never hit home directly into your heart, But when you make that first sale, that motivation goes from extrinsic to intrinsic motivation because now it's doable for you. And again, I'll never, ever forget. That was the happiest, aside from my children being born, that was the happiest business day of my life because at that moment, I'm like, I know I can do this. And that's all I want for everybody else.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Joel. I really appreciate that. And, I remember actually the same thing that happened for me. No money, no money, no money, no money, no money, no money, no money.
And you start questioning yourself. Do I get a job? Is everybody else right? What do I need to do here? And it's very disheartening. I would go to bed every night at about 3 a.m. trying to work this business. Oh, I guess I got to get a job. And then I'd wake up the next day and remember my why and go, no, I deserve more. So I did. And to everybody out there who's just starting out, I did have a backup plan. I was working as a doorman at night.
As you can see, he's keeping it real. Meaning, when you start this business, Don't come with high expectations thinking that you're going to be rich, you're going to be a millionaire. This is a way to make some extra income, and also an opportunity that you can outgrow your income, and maybe you get, hopefully one day you will get to the point where you're financially free. This is something that you should have fun with, something you can share with people. I get to the point where I don't believe why everybody just doesn't jump into this. But I understand people get scared. There's a lot of scams online. There's a lot of things that people don't believe in. But, once you dig deep and you actually sit down and pay attention to these kind of things and these kind of stories and how it really works, then you understand that this is real, and take a risk and do it. You have nothing to lose. $10 a month is nothing. You know what I mean? You can't go nowhere nowadays and eat anything, not even a breakfast meal, for under, $10. But let's finish this up. We're getting close to the end, and I love how he explains things to keep it real. Like, don't come with high expectations of thinking like you're gonna be a multimillionaire in a week, in a month. You understand me? Like, yes, there is a possibility that you could get there, but you have to also be realistic of what your accomplishment and what you're trying to achieve.
And then working my business, when I got home from work and during the day. A lot of people, and I'm just saying this, sharing this with people, because we have professional engineers, all types of people say, I just lost my job, and they believe the hype online of click one button, you're going to make, all kinds of money. And so they come to us, they say, hey, can this replace my income this month? Hell no. Hell no. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Can you replace your income over 6 months? Absolutely. But are you going to do it on day one? No. So the point I'm trying to make is, as you're building your business, please make sure you have your backup plan of having your bills paid and putting food on the table. And that way it keeps it fun, right? This is a $10 a month business. It needs to be fun. You can't have your back against the wall knowing that your mortgage is due, or you can't pay for your food or your car payment and all that kind of stuff, because you're ultimately going to set yourself up for failure. Because it took me 2 years. I give myself a little bit of a pat on the back, because most people quit, within 30 days? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I didn't quit because I had money coming in while I built this business. And I'm so glad I didn't quit, because every night at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, I'm done. I've had enough of this. I'm not doing it anymore. You know what I mean? And I know we're off topic from GotBackup, but I know that's what a lot of people go through when they first get started,
Absolutely. I mean, and it's part of the entrepreneurial journey, right?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
And you and I have both been through it. I was telling somebody just yesterday, because they want to know, well, how long will it take? It's like,
yeah, and that's a very, very good point. I could share a story. It might be a bit too long, but let's just use you as an example. We met. You obviously felt you could trust us. You liked the product, and you brought in a whole ton of people right away. That's how it kind of worked for me. Is I was doing door-to-door sales when I first got started, trying to sell our services, which was web hosting at the time. And then all of a sudden, I had scarlet fever one time, and I had graduated enough in my home. I was still working out of my home, where I was able to get a home phone line and a business phone line, but I was still working out of my home. The business phone line rang at 6 p.m. at night, and on my website it said 9 to 5, right? I'm like, I'm not getting it because I'm sick. I had a fever 104. Divine intervention, God, whatever, something said, pick up the damn phone, Joel. So I pick up the phone, and this guy spends about 30 minutes with him asking me all types of questions. And he says, I really appreciate all your answers. Get ready to get about 300 customers overnight. So I hung up the phone, and I went to my wife, and I'm like, I just talked to some whack job who tells me he's going to bring me 300 people overnight. You know what I mean? And I was only comparing it to my own success, where at that time I had about 400 customers, but it took me like 4 or 5 months to get those 500 customers. I'm like, I just wasted my time. I wake up the next day and he lied. He didn't bring in 300. He brought 452 customers overnight. So I'm like, holy cow. Okay, I got to call this guy, but I can't sound too excited. You know what I mean? So I called him, and he explained that he'd been blogging for many years. He had a big newsletter list. He loved what we had to offer, and he just sent an email to his list. So that's the other thing that you have to realize too, folks, is sometimes, because you say, how long does it take? Sometimes some people meet the right leader and their income skyrockets right away. The key is just don't give up, guys. This is a $10 a month business,
Exactly. Just don't give up. Try it, learn from it, and get better at it.
What I mean? So if it takes you 6 months and you spent $60, but you've learned some good sales skills, you know, all of a sudden that light bulb goes off on how to do this properly, So what? You know, like, again, a day's work of one employee is $80 to $100. 6 months of our service, you know, so don't have those unrealistic expectations, because some do it very quickly, others take longer. It took me 2 years. I can guarantee people it won't take 2 years for them if they follow what we're doing, because you know, when I got started in 97, it was a dial-up modem, right? Ding, ding, dong, dong, AOL. You know, so there was no videos. There was, you know, it was only long-form written copy on a website that still took 3 minutes to load. So you didn't have the mentorship and the availability like Zoom to be on calls learning from top leaders. So it's very doable. You know what I mean? And that's what excites me for everybody.
1,000%. And you know, people say, "Oh, Gloria, you brought in over 200 people in a week." It's like, yes.
They just don't understand the backstory, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had overnight success in 6 years. You know.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I mean,
and then there's a lot of people, oh, that's not fair. They don't realize that let's call a spade a spade. You have to work your butt off, but if you do, the rewards are there. A lot of people think they get in, and here's the challenges with a low entry product. And again, I'm sharing this so that people can manage their expectations. What you put into something is generally the same amount of effort that people put into it. What do I mean by that? If you start a restaurant and it costs you $400,000, you're going to work night and day to try to make that business a success. With us, because it's only $10 a month, you know, there wasn't a whole lot invested, so people simply don't put it in work sometimes. But you still have to put in the work, and the rewards are there.
Meaning he basically means, if you, even though it's $10 a month, it's not a lot of money at all. You know, if you take it as a business, it's going to pay you as a business. If you take it as a hobby, it's going to pay you as a hobby. If you do nothing, then your results are going to be nothing. That's the only thing that I can tell you.
I know for a fact you worked your butt off for 6 or 7 years to build the trust. And that's the other thing that people don't realize. Clearly, you have massive trust with your organization. Yeah. Trust doesn't come in a day. So if you join today, no, you're not going to have 100 people join tomorrow, because you've got to build trust with those people first. That's the key to your success. And that takes time no matter what.
Absolutely. Yes. Joel, thank you so much for this. I really, really appreciate it. And for those of you who are interested.
All right, guys. So that is the end of the interview. Let's rewind this and finish this video. Keep it simple so you guys can understand. You know, Global Virtual Opportunities has been around over 25 years. It is a web hosting company that has different divisions, different products. It is owned by Joel Eltharian, the guy you just saw in the interview. He is the owner, the co-founder. He is the one that carries all these products, and one of those products is GotBackup. And GotBackup is a cloud storage service that gives you 6 terabytes up to 6 separate accounts for $10 a month. Simple and plain. And if you join the business, you know, you can resell this service to people. You can make some extra income on the side. If you buy a monthly membership, they're going to pay you 200%, which is equals to nearly $20. If you pay the yearly membership, they're going to pay you 50%, which is nearly $50. And on top of that, you're going to make residual income, meaning that every time somebody pays that monthly membership fee, you're going to get 25% off this. And if they pay the yearly membership fee, you're going to get 25% off this every month or every year, depending on the customer that comes in. And in the long run, you got to build a customer base where you have so many customers that you're going to have a nice amount of money coming in every single month. You understanding? Like no other business is going to give you a residual income. I'm pretty sure if you have a job, the job does not pay you residual income. So if you're interested, please come to my website, smartphonemoney.biz. You can watch the little intro video. If you're interested in the business, go here. Yes, show me. If you just want the service, you're not interested in the business, come here to GotBackup. And if you have any questions or you want to talk to me or whatever, you can contact me right here. You can click me on WhatsApp. You can go to my Facebook, my Instagram, or just please subscribe to my YouTube channel right here. Thank you very much for being here with me, guys. I hope I clear up a lot of doubts and you understand how real GotBackup of a company it is. Talk to you guys later.